this time of year, we're so excited about getting our vegetable gardens going. I'm at Farmington Gardens with Shannon, and Shannon, you have such a wide range of vegetables, and you're going to focus on just a few here that have a commonality.
So all of these are things I've planted in my garden along with other things, but these guys have a few things in common, including how we begin planting them, and then also they have a couple tricky things that we can troubleshoot with a couple other products too.
Excellent. So they're nightshades, which are like tomatoes, and you got eggplants.
Eggplants and tomatillos, but also, fun fact, the summer squash, like the yellow squash and zucchini and patty pans, also have some tricky things to them too.
So you're talking about blossom end rot, which is that kind of a black spot on the bottom of fruit.
It doesn't look very tasty either, but it can be prevented by utilizing tomato tone, especially because of the calcium in this product. So with nutrients that are balanced, you can prevent a lot of different things with your plants. Tomato tone specifically works awesome on all of these guys because they all can get blossom end rot, and you can prevent it by planting with a very good fertilizer to begin with, and then about every 3 to 4 weeks I like to use this as just a really good dose of vitamins to your plants, because as you're watering, you're actually washing away nutrients from the soil. So this is replenishing what you might lose, which will help keep your plants healthy and give it what it needs to not have the blossom end rot to it.
But I see that you also have another one called Garden Tone, so that's something you can use also.
I like to use this universally,
okay,
and I like to use tomato tone specifically on the ones that get that little calcium deficiency and they need a little extra pick-me-up. This is a little higher in calcium than this is. This is also great for all the other vegetables in your garden though.
Excellent. And then I see you do have lime too, and sometimes people want to use lime for that calcium deficiency too.
And that works also. I just think they're both good ways to treat kind of a similar thing, but the tomato tone is just a really good one to use just because the nutrient balance is specific for those types of plants.
Oh, perfect. And I think that we do need to talk about these structures that you have.
Absolutely.
And so why do you have two different kinds of structures for tomatoes?
So we were talking about small scale gardening with all the new gardeners. And sometimes on a patio, maybe you don't have the real estate for all the different types of tomatoes. And these are awesome. These are your classic tomato cages. But Indeterminate, especially the Indeterminate tomatoes, might need something a little more tricky. And if you're using a space-saving device like this, which is a C-Bites trellis, and you could build it any structure that you want with these little clips and these poles to really maximize your space for your tomatoes or for any of your vining plants, gives you kind of a diverse amount of climbing structures for your tomatoes.
That is a great idea, because there's usually on the tags, it'll tell you if it's determinant, and do you have like a good way to remember determinant?
So determinant, I like to say that it's already a predetermined shape, and indeterminate is more wild and unruly.
Sure.
Yeah.
That is good, because we forget, because there's so much information and we just want to be successful.
Absolutely, and there's so many different kinds of tomatoes too. So
there is. So Shannon, you talked about like spacing and timing and all of that great information to know. And so we have everything really to go to be successful. But I noticed that we didn't talk about this liquid here. So why would we want to use that?
So you're right, the space and the structure and everything's great, plus a good feeding schedule. If you have a small space like we talked about, using the liquid might be a really good alternative for you as far as a bonus of fragrance. So it's a little milder scent when you're using it, and you mix it with water and use it every time that you water your plants. Might be beneficial if you're using a small space to entertain. It helps out a little bit with that too. But we've also got this guy for your standard planting, and then if you're a big gardener like me, we've got it in the large bags too. So
really something for everyone, because
absolutely,
you do have all those different kinds of spaces. We all have 40 acres or a small plot.
And you can grow vegetables anywhere, so you could just use the right tools to do it.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, really, there is so much information here, and it is easy. But if you have any questions, please come to Farmington Gardens. And there's lots of people to talk to. Shannon's here, all the staff, and it's going to be a great year for vegetables in your garden. Thanks so much, Shannon.
Thank you.